we just wrapped up this 7-day challenge, and it was called what I have deemed the Daily 5. So to give you just a little bit of a background, I have created, so from my years of experience, I'm a doctor of physical therapy and certified health coach. And so over the past 8 years, I have been just learning and gathering and gaining my experience and learning as much as I can about the health world, of course, about the body physically, but also how does the body respond to exercise and to activity and to injury prevention, and then the health side of it, when our joints are affected because of inflammation in our body, and there's all these different things. And so I began to kind of put that all together to really help women with their health, not just in their physical body though, so mind, body, and spirit health. And so as I'm looking at all this information, I'm like, man, the health space can be very confusing. It can be very overwhelming. And there's tons of different people that are all telling you different things. So it's like, how do we actually know what is the best way to go? What is the best thing to do for my health? It can get really overwhelming and there's a lot of conflicting information out there. So I took all of that and my experience with working with people and helping them lose a lot of weight. I helped one man lose over 100 pounds. And all these different things that go into it. And it's like, man, how can we actually just make this easy? How can I make this easy and simple so that you don't have to, hi Valerie, so good to see you. How can I really boil all this information down to make it super easy and attainable, to where you can just like boil it down to just a few different things to really focus all your attention on, and then you're going to get amazing results. So that's what I did, and I created what's called the Daily 5. So glad you're jumping on, Valerie. And so I created what's called the Daily 5. So it's literally out of all the information out there on how to lose weight, how to get better energy, how to reduce inflammation, how to make your body really feel amazing, I boiled it down to just 5 daily actions for you to take. So I say all that to say, we just wrapped up a 7-day challenge in my private group, specifically for Christian women, and it was all about every day just focusing on the Daily 5. So as the days are going on, and especially when we get to the final day, day 7, man, the reports of women just being like, I can't believe I feel so good. My energy is through the roof. I'm not having to take naps. I'm just feeling so much better. My sleep is getting better. My family is starting to make different choices. Ladies, all of this happening in 1 week. And so I was just like, that's really incredible. It's like just a few things to do that are very targeted and specific and intentional. We focus on those things and amazing things happen for our physical health. But what is even more awesome, as I was reflecting about this, was the spiritual benefits and the spiritual implications when we begin to have better health. And like I said, all of this was happening in 7 days, and some of the ladies even beginning to experience amazing improvements literally in just a few days. So what's so cool is when we begin to realize that not only is it important for you to get your body healthy, but how does that actually affect the other areas of your life, and specifically in your spiritual life? So what I'm realizing is, okay, what begins to happen when you start doing things that make your body feel good? Okay, so you start eating better. You start caring for your body. You start making specific decisions that are going to have wonderful benefits in your body. What happens? Your energy starts going up. Like I said before, you start getting better sleep. All these things, your body just feels better. Maybe achy joints, and aches and pains start to go down because you're doing things in a way to decrease inflammation inside your body. All these amazing things begin to happen, and when you're feeling better, how does that play into your relationships, your interactions with other people, specifically with your family, with your coworkers, with people on the street? Do you agree with me that when you start feeling better on the inside, you're caring for your body better, it's treating you better, there's this beautiful symbiotic thing, you treat it better, it treats you better. When that begins to happen, doesn't that change your entire countenance? Doesn't that just like all of a sudden you've got a little more pep in your step? You just have a little bit more, you're happier, you're doing things that you're feeling better, you're having more energy. When you feel better, when you have more energy, what begins to happen? you begin changing the way that you're responding to people, right? Yes, Valerie, it's all connected, mind, body, soul. So here's what I was really reflecting on over these past 7 days. I'm like, man, it's only been 7 days that these women have been working on this, and they are feeling amazing. They're feeling amazing in their body. They're proud of themselves. They're like, wow, I'm doing something and I feel so good. I am so proud of myself. When you have that internal compass that is raising up and feeling better in your self-esteem, it has no choice but to come out of you and to be reflected onto other people. So you're happier, so you treat people a little bit nicer. You're feeling better, so maybe you don't snap at your husband or at your child as quickly. When you're just like going along and your mind is just feeling better and less stressed and you're just feeling like really good in your energy, you're not as tired. When you're not as tired, you treat people differently, right? Yes, when you're feeling comfortable within your own skin, you begin automatically, without trying, you start just like treating people a little differently. You're a little bit nicer. Maybe your irritability has gone down so things don't upset you as quickly, And so all these little things start to happen as this beautiful reflection of the fact that you've treated your body differently, and it is therefore beginning to make some changes internally in your internal chemistry and physiology that starts to treat you better. So your endorphins, you're exercising a little more, you're getting more endorphins, that helps you with your stress. You're eating better, you're having less inflammation and bloating and gas, right? So your digestive systems are feeling better. All these little things are happening. And so then, without even trying, things are just easier. You just go with the flow. You're just feeling good, And so I was really thinking about that. How is that reflected in our spiritual lives? God has given each and every one of us different gifts and different talents and different ways that we are unique, different ways that we relate to other people, and ways that we see things. And He's given us all different life experiences that have shaped who we are, how we see the world, how we relate to Him, how we relate to other people. What is so beautiful is the diversity that we all are. None of us are the same. None of us have the exact same gifts and talents and experiences that allow us to use them in a certain way, right? So when you start treating your body better and it starts treating you better, how do you think that plays out into your desire and ability and capability to move forward into who God created you to be and to what mission He's put in front of you? Maybe your mission in life is to be an incredible mother. That's a gift from God, your children. So you have a big responsibility that He's entrusted you with. So when you're feeling better and that plays out into your motherhood, that plays into your marriage, into how you're relating with your spouse, into your self-esteem, when you feel better about yourself, when your energy is higher and your sleep is better, does that make you respond to your spouse a little differently? Does it make you maybe not get as testy or as snappy with one another? When you're in a beautiful marriage relationship that is working how it was intended to work, doesn't that draw you two closer together? Because when you feel better, maybe you want to be a little bit more intimate. You want to have a little bit more romance. Those natural things that happen. But when you're not feeling good about yourself, and when you don't like what you see in the mirror, and when your mentality and energy is just so negative and frustrated, how does that play into your marriage relationship? That again, as your gift from God. So when you're married, when you have kids, whatever job you're in, these are the things that God has presented you in your life for you to steward over. So how is that going to be positively affected when you are treating your body better and it is treating you better and you begin to feel those effects? So ultimately, because we are all so different and unique, and God has given us different ways to express ourselves in the world, different ways to be involved in our church and to use our gifts and talents for His glory and to help other people and to love our neighbor and to be that beautiful shining example of what a life looks like when it is lived in communion with God, when we are doing that and we are feeling good about ourselves, it naturally improves. It naturally improves. Do you know that scientifically, when you are treating your body better, you're exercising more, you're eating well, that your brain actually has increased creativity? Isn't that awesome? So if God has said, here, I've given you all these gifts and talents, go do something for my kingdom, go use them to help and benefit those around you and to spread love. When you're feeling really amazing and good, that is an easy thing to do. You get more ideas. You get more creative in how to use that, or in what opportunities may be around you that you can then step into that a little bit further. But when you don't feel good, and when your body is not treating you well, your joints are achy and pained, when you have a lot of bloating and you just don't feel good on the inside, most of the time that can be improved by how you are eating, by how you are treating your body. So literally, ladies, these things go together. So what I wanted to really the message I wanted to get to you today, that I had that big light bulb moment over these past 7 days, watching these women go through this process, is like, look at them. They're on fire. They are so excited. They're proud of themselves. They're proud of how that's affecting their family. They're more, they have more motivation to go buy healthy things and make healthy food for their family because they want them to live that way as well. They want to set a good example. And when they feel good, their family starts to mimic that, to model that. And pretty soon, that you treating yourself well mirrors and echoes out into the people around you, the people that God has placed in your path to have an effect over, the responsibility that He's given you in your different roles. Your mother, your wife, your grandmother, your coworker, you are all these different roles, right? And so God has different ways for you to be affecting those around you. But sometimes we don't see it, and sometimes we don't act upon it, or we don't even realize that is an opportunity. We just kind of take it for granted. But when you look at it with a fresh pair of eyes and say, God has actually put me in the middle of these situations because I can do something to positively affect those around me. I can be that reflection of love, grace, mercy, and forgiveness to those around me. I can use my gifts and talents that He's given me. I can use my mind in certain ways. Maybe you're a singer like me. You can use your music in certain ways to affect those around you. And all that is a natural extension of who God already created you to be. But He created us not to hold those things inside. He created us to use those things for His glory and to affect other people around us in a beautiful, positive, and loving way. And when we start treating our bodies better and we begin to feel the amazing effects that we're supposed to feel when we're living in a way that is so healthy to our bodies, that naturally extends into our mental and our thought life, into being more positive and less negative, into being that positive shining light to other people. And then it affects us in our desire to use what we have and use those gifts and talents and who we've been created to be, to step forward into our spiritual life and into our spiritual mission that God has put in front of you. So I ask you today, sounds good, Valerie, bye. Thank you so much. So I ask you today to look around, and if you don't see those opportunities that God has in front of you, ask Him to reveal them to you. Ask Him to give you a fresh set of eyes for you to really see every relationship, every role that you play, every gift and talent that you have that is unique to you, and the combination that you have that is unique to you. Ask Him to open your eyes to see those things, and then ask yourself, if I was a little bit better in my health, if I felt better in my health, if I treated my health a little bit better so that my body would then treat me better, would I do anything differently? Would I be able to do anything differently in order to step even further into that calling? And I promise you, the answer is yes. It has no way but to positively impact what you've been given and where God has placed you in this season, right here and right now. So I just wanted to encourage you with that message today, as I was just celebrating with these women and what they were doing, and just in 7 short days, the huge improvements that they were making, and to really see how beautifully, when they feel better about themselves on the inside, how much more equipped then and passionate they would be to move forward into who God created them to be, and into taking advantage of the opportunities that he's placed in front of you in order to step further and further into his mission and his calling for your life. All right. Thank you, ladies. I really just wanted to share that with you today. I hope you have a wonderful day. If you are not yet part of my private group that I was mentioning, where we just did this awesome 7-day challenge, definitely join us. It's called Healthy Christian Women in Mind, Body, and Spirit, and you can absolutely join us. I'd love to have you there. It is a beautiful community. Oh, you're so welcome, Laura. It is a beautiful community of just incredible women that are also so unique and different and on different places in their health journey, but coming together to strengthen and support one another in our ups and downs, but it's just a beautiful community of support and love as you move forward in your health journey. So, all right, come join us over there and have a wonderful rest of your week. Bye.